People ask me why I review movies. Well, because I can. And I'm talking with a very weird French accent because you know what? This movie has an actor who's American playing with a French accent, and you know what? I can mimic it. I need you to help me pull this off. My name is Bryan Sudfield, and I love to review movies, and I'm gonna review The Walk, or else people are gonna sue me before they unsubscribe and they mock me for my terrible French accent. Let's review The Walk. The Walk is directed by Robert Zemeckis and stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Philippe Petit, the guy who walked across the Twin Towers on a high wire back in the 70s. And that's it. Philippe Petit was someone interesting because as a kid, he loved the idea of walking across on a wire. So then as he got older, he practiced doing it himself. And then he realized, I need to do something bigger. I need to do something bigger with my wire. So then he sees the World Trade Center in the magazine, the Twin Towers, as they're being built. So then he goes to New York when they're almost done, and he decides, I'm going to walk across the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center and do it. Good luck. So I was really pumped for this movie. Robert Zemeckis is a great filmmaker. He has directed some of my favorite films of all time. He directed the Back to the Future trilogy. He directed Forrest Gump, Castaway, Flight. I like what he's done with the motion capture work, even though those films may not be the greatest films ever. But I mean, the guy's been around for like 30 years now. Back to the Future came out 30 years ago. And, you know, it's so cool that he still makes movies and he knows how to make a good movie. I'm going to start with the visuals. I saw this movie in IMAX 3D. Go see it in IMAX 3D just for the visuals alone. Did I like the movie? I really did. I didn't love the movie like I wanted to, but I really liked it and I'm glad I saw it. But like I said, visually the film is gorgeous. It's really good. There's a lot of green screen in this movie. It's so seamless. It's like Gravity. Gravity was filmed pretty much on a green screen. It worked. Same thing with this movie. Yeah, but the visuals are hands down the best thing. It will be nominated for Best Visual Effects. Zemeckis' direction is pretty good. It was a pretty fast-paced film. Some people have been complaining about the pacing. I personally thought the pacing was fast. I don't think it was like incredibly fast where I was like, oh, that felt like 80 minutes. Kind of felt time in certain spots, but overall, I thought it was a pretty tightly paced film. The writing, I'll get to that in a little bit. Let's get to the acting. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is one of the most likable human beings in Hollywood. I think he's a terrific actor. I think he is a really good writer and director. I love what he did with Don John. I thought that was a great film. And a lot of people were talking about his accent. Yes, he's doing a French accent, and when I first heard it, I'm like, what? Huh? I don't know. So then when I saw the movie, the first like 5 minutes, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But then, it just worked. There were moments in the film where I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot this Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Because at one point I'm like, wait, what is Joseph Gordon-Levitt doing here? Oh right, he's playing the main character. Because I felt like I was watching the real Philippe Petit. If you guys saw the documentary Man on Wire, which I saw the night before I watched this film, I was very into that documentary. But and people were like, why are they making a feature-length film if they already had the documentary? I think it's cool that they made a feature-length film. I think it's very cool. It's worth seeing in the theater. But I mean, like, I was on the edge of my seat, especially during the walk sequence. And I will say this, the first half, building up to everything, was fine. I thought it was a fine first half. It wasn't great, but then the second half, once they go up and put the wire in across the towers, so good. It gets so much better. And then we get to the walk, which was so incredibly well done. I mean, this film is visually beautiful. I can't stop thinking about the visuals. I mean, it's probably the best visual film, one of the best I've seen this year. And, I mean, it definitely should get nominated for Best Visual Effects. Someone asked me if it will get nominated for Best Picture. I don't think so. I mean, it has very critical acclaim, and I don't see it being nominated for Best Picture. And, like I said, I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a good job. I think he tried his best, because when you watch the documentary, his accent, Philippe Petit's real accent, his French accent, is not like your normal, typical French accent. It's a little weird, so I think Gordon-Levitt pulled it off very well. And the other cast did pretty good, too. And I love that Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a majority of his stunts. That's the good thing about that, too. So overall, the main problem I had, I think the script is a little weak. I think it's a pretty weak script. And also, the romance between him and this Annie chick, who's actually really cute, just wasn't perfect. And I didn't expect it to be perfect. I didn't think the romance was going to be the main thing about this movie. The main thing about this movie was going to be his walk. Yeah, the romance was okay, but it wasn't, like, perfect. Script had some lines that just annoyed the crap out of me. And, like I said, the first half was a little weak. Then the second half was excellent, just perfect. Overall, I did like The Walk. I do recommend it. It's not one of Robert Zemeckis' best films, but it is a good addition to his filmography. And I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a very good job in this movie. And all the other performances were really strong. I'm going to give The Walk a B+. Guys, tell me down below what you thought of the movie. Did you see it? What's your favorite Robert Zemeckis film? And what's your favorite Joseph Gordon-Levitt film? My favorite Zemeckis film, excluding Back to the Future, I would say Forrest Gump. Joseph Gordon-Levitt film, 50-50. Or Inception. Guys, thank you so much for watching this review, and I'll see you guys soon.